What's up guys, today I'm back with a brand new tutorial and I decided I wanted to do Red X this week since they kind of brought them back in the comic books and I'm somewhat excited about it. Now this tutorial kind of took me a really long time, so if you at any point in the video decide that you like this, just make sure to hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. But without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright, the first thing you're going to do as usual is take off the branding and the straps. Now after that, you're going to want to sand both the front and the back lightly with some 220 grit sandpaper. After you sand, the next step is going to be to draw on the design the best you can. Don't worry about any extra markings, as that's all going to come off later. After you draw on your design, you can go ahead and tape up all your holes. And go ahead and cut any excess plastic around the eyes off so it's nice and flush, because we're actually going to fill in half of those. Just to show you what I'm talking about, here's one of my extra masks I have. If you can kind of see, like, there's some excess plastic around the eyes. And I actually recommend that you tape up that top strap hole too, because you actually don't need the top straps at all for this mask, and it probably would have looked better if I went ahead and taped that off. Now after that, you're going to want to go ahead and tape off the eye holes about halfway and draw on the eye holes a little bit so you know what you're going off of. This is what I've done, and if you can find something better, go ahead and do that. This is just what I found that works best for me. Now after you've taped off your eye holes, you can go ahead and fill it in with some plastic wood, front and back, and all your holes. Now after your plastic wood has dried, you can go ahead and sand it down and make sure everything's nice and flush as you can get it. I promise you won't get it all as flush as you can get it the first time, but that's going to be okay because we're going to lock this in with some spray paint here in a minute. Now you're going to want to go ahead and tape everything on the outer rim off. Now after everything is already taped off, you can go ahead and start the painting process. You're going to use straight white for this. I couldn't find Rust-Oleum 2X in white this week, so I just picked up a regular white, and you're just going to give it a light coat. Now because I didn't use 2X, this formula is a little bit more liquidy, so it bleeds a little bit more, so just be wary of that if you're going to use regular Rust-Oleum instead of the 2X. Now that the paint is locked in, you can see where all your plastic wood wasn't exactly flush. And since I didn't use Rust-Oleum 2X, you can kind of see all the bleed spots. But don't worry, we're going to sand this down and put some more plastic wood on it. Now at this point I have already sanded it down and put more of the plastic wood on. And then after this I'm going to further sand down the plastic wood and make it even more flush like I did before. Now I kind of gave up on making the back as flush as possible because you're not really going to see the back, but I did sand everything on the front down nice and good so that all those weird little divots are no longer there and it just looks like it's one straight, piece of plastic now. Now we can hit it with another layer of white paint. Same thing. I decided to lay this flat on the ground this time to make sure it doesn't bleed as much. It kind of spreads evenly over the whole entire mask. Now after your paint has set for a while, you can go ahead and remove all your masking tape. After removing all the masking tape, you can go ahead and redraw the eyes on because we're about to cut those out. Alright, so this is the point of the video where I have to remind you that only a quarter of you guys are subscribed, so if you could just hit that subscribe button, it really helps. Now, I would recommend that you guys let your paint dry and cure for at least a day before trying to cut the eyes out, because I smudged my paint and just got my fingerprints all over this thing. Also, I kind of caved the eyes in a little bit just because I wasn't paying attention. So like I said, just let this thing cure for a day before you do anything. Now is the time to go ahead and put your paint job on. And to cover up all the smudge marks I had, I heavy layered this thing with white paint. I mean, I probably put like 12 layers of paint on, and the paint kind of started cracking on me. But I did not like it. Like, I kind of thought it looked like a feature. Like, I don't like, sometimes bone looks cracked, you know. So I liked how that looked, and I decided to keep it instead of sanding it down. Now, after this is when you're going to want to spray paint your clear coat on. Make sure you get both sides, because it just helps lock everything in a little bit better. And go ahead and hit it with 2 clear coats. Now, after your clear coat has locked in, I went ahead and hot glued some white pantyhose behind the eyes to give it that white look like they have in the cartoon and in the comics now. After I had the eyes done, I decided to go ahead and stitch on one single band. And I went ahead and took an old t-shirt and kind of cut off the entire back of the shirt and made this like sleeve to put around the mask. I just cut this thing in half and re-sewed it right down the middle just to make sure, you know, it fit around my neck and the mask perfectly. And after that, you're going to want to go ahead and hot glue the sleeve to the actual mask. Now, some people might do it to the back, but I decided to hot glue it to the front just because I liked how this looked a little bit better. Now, at this point, your mask is pretty much done. It's ready to go. It's ready to wear. I found out that after you have, you know, this long sleeve thing around the head, that you can kind of tuck it into your shirt. I think it turned out pretty nice, but without further ado, here's the mask.
Marks the spot.